Hi, welcome back to the channel. So today is all about the Zwift Ride. I know I'm outside, it's a lovely sunny day, I should be out on my outdoor bicycle, but I've got a team time trial event later on in only an hour or so I'll be back on the Zwift Ride tonight racing for the team. But in the meantime, I'm going to put together a short video with a review on the Zwift Ride and what I thought. And it'll be an honest opinion because I've done more than 4,000 kilometers on it and more than 30,000 meters of climbing. And we all love climbing, don't we? So stay with me for the next 5 or 10 minutes and I'll give you everything you need to know about the Zwift Ride. So I'm back inside now and I'm going to show you around the Zwift Ride. I'm here, we've got a garden room outside in the garden which needs to be heated about 2 hours before I come out and do a ride in the winter. It's probably a little bit warm in the summer, but it's a great space to be. And I'll show you the setup that I've got. There's a few little extras that I've got on the Zwift Ride, which you might be interested in. I'll take you through all of the play controls that are on the handlebars, which would also be useful for people who are considering buying the play handlebar attachments, which you can also get from Zwift for about £99, I believe. So let's have a look at the Zwift Ride now, and I'll take you through my thoughts on it. Let's start from the front, and as you can see I've got a couple of things fitted to it. So to start with, I swapped out the saddle, so I've actually got the same saddle on it as I've got on my outdoor bike, which I just found to be more comfortable. And I've also at the back got these rather nifty rocker plate replacement ideas that I bought off eBay. And essentially it's a plastic cowling with a couple of tennis balls in it. Does make a difference. I'll do a review on that at a different date. But I bought the Zwift Ride as a total package with the Wahoo Kickr Core and the virtual shifting. I've also, as part of the setup, bought this Vac-Master in order to try and keep a little bit cool whilst I'm riding. And I've now got the table next to the Zwift Ride as well, because I use that to put my Mac on. And then I'm fortunate enough to have a big telly in front of me, whereabouts I can watch the action going on. So I put my own clipless pedals on it, just so I could use the same shoes as I use outdoors. But essentially, it's been very robust. It's very comfortable, I have to say, particularly now more so with the tennis ball attachment on it as well. But one of the things that I'm most impressed with is the virtual shifting. So we can see at the back here that you've got a single cog at the back, and then it goes essentially to a single cog at the front, and all of the magic basically happens on the handlebars. And then at the front again, you've got these two orange paddles, so here, and those allow you to steer. Now, being honest, I don't really use the steering very much. There's part of me that feels like it's cheating a little bit because you've got other people who are riding who don't have it. And of course, the other part of it is that you'd have to learn how to get in and out of the draft, and you could end up outside the draft. And I've read a couple of reviews online whereabouts people have said they've ended up steering out of the draft, and actually it's been more detrimental than it's been positive for them. But I guess if you get one, you could try it. The other things I like is it's got two water bottle holders, and it's quiet. It's really quiet because you've not got any derailleur, you're not changing gears, and you're not creating noise through the chain set. So it's really good for that. A couple of points that I don't love about it. I tend to get very hot when I'm cycling, as I'm sure most of us do. And actually it can get quite wet under here if I'm out of the saddle and cycling on. And then I don't know if you can see this on the video particularly well, but you can see that there's actually a gap that goes all the way down and down this front fork, if you like, and sometimes there can be a bit of a puddle at the bottom. So we'll move on quickly from that, but I guess it is draining out, so that's a good thing, and I get it cleaned out fairly regularly. And then the other thing that I found was, and nobody likes to talk about it, but sometimes when you're doing a lot of cycling, you can get a bit of a rash or you can get a bit sore. And what I have found, and I'll do it in another review as well, just to give you some more information about it, but putting the rocker plate replacement tennis ball idea on the back has made a significant difference to that. So if I was to recommend accessories for the Zwift Ride, definitely get a saddle that you're comfortable with, and I would definitely invest the £50 or £60 that it cost to buy the tennis balls and the plastic holders to put them on. So really good. If you're interested to know how noisy the Zwift Ride is, what I'll do is I'll take you through a couple of tests. So I'll jump on the bike in a second. I'll use the DJI mic, so when I'm up on the ride itself, you'll be able to hear what I hear, and then we'll cut across to the audio on the Insta360, which will be right next to the back of the bike, and you'll be able to get a good idea. So we'll start pedaling now, and I've got the mic on my shirt, so really you must be kind of hearing what I'm hearing. Using the virtual shifting, I've gone down a couple of gears, and that's cadence at about 90. So there you go, it's really not noisy at all. In fact, most of the time I ride with music, I don't hear it at all. But even when I haven't got the music on, it's certainly much quieter than a derailleur system. And what about the virtual shifting? Well, for me, it's been brilliant. No chains slipping off cogs, no clunking, no missing a gear. You can see these two buttons here and here. You can use either one of them. So as I change up and up again, and up again, that's all on my right hand. And then I use the left hand side to come down the gears again. So it's super smooth. It's instant. So when you're wanting to make sure you're in the right gear for your sprint finish, it's always there. It's been reliable. It's been absolutely great. So virtual shifting, a definite plus from me. On the Zwift Ride, you've also got the benefit of the play controls built in. So it's really easy to use your controls in-game for various functions. So you can change, for example, when you're riding, if you press this back button, and it won't do it at the moment because we're not actually riding, so I'll do a bit in game so that I can show you. But essentially when you press this, it will change your camera angle and look behind you. And then these are the controls that take you through the various menus when they pop up. And then here you can see you've got your PlayStation type buttons. And again, these control it. So you press A to interact in game, so you can bring up the control panel at the bottom, and then you can use the A to select, you can do the B to go back. If you long press the Z button, it gives multiple ride-ons to the closest riders to you in the group that you're riding in, providing you haven't already given them a ride-on. And then the Y button is your power up button, so you press and hold it and it'll bring your power up and make it really easy in game to use those at exactly the right time. You can see there's plenty of room here on the handlebar, so I've actually got my fan controls there as well. And yeah, this is a bit of a game changer in terms of playability whilst you're in game. On the front, you've basically got this paddle here, so you can steer. You've got one on either side by pressing the outside of it, so it doesn't click or anything, but you can feel it moving, and that allows you to steer to the right and to the left. There's one on each side of the handlebar. And then if you use the other side, that's braking, which generally speaking you don't want to do. I've used it once or twice with robo paces, whereabouts I've got ahead, and decided that I needed to do more than freewheel to let the group catch up. You know, whereabouts you've gone on a robo pacer course and all of a sudden you've got carried away because you've seen a sprint section, and then you're 70-80 meters ahead, and all of those added bonus drops that you were earning you're in danger of losing. So that's the only time I've really used the brake. I did find when I first started using the Ride that I was accidentally touching these controls at the front and occasionally braking when I didn't want to, which of course can be annoying. But what I will say is, as I've ridden it over the past 5 months or so, I haven't done that for a long time. It's been ages since I've done it. So I've clearly adapted to where the controls are on the bike. So if you're finding that to start with, then hopefully you'll be like me, and after a bit of time it will be a non-issue. So just to explain to you what I was talking about before, with the controls on the left hand side of the steering wheel, you can tap the down button and it will give you a rear view. It's particularly useful in team time trials when you're at the front and you're looking to see where the rest of the team is. And then you can tap it again and it pops you into, oh, sorry. And it takes a second, but it will turn you back round again. And then we're back on this third person view. So that's a really nice feature. And then if I press the up button, we get all of the menu items, and just scrolling left to right on the left handlebar through the arrow buttons. And you can do obviously everything that you can do when you're touching the screen or using your keyboard, but it's just usually more convenient from here. So if I want to change the view, I press A on the right hand side. I can then press A again after using the menu views. Get rid of it, pressing the B button. You can see we've got that fantastic helicopter view. And then now I don't know where I am. I'm thinking I need to get back. So it's super easy again. Up button to bring up the menu. A button to select the change view. Up buttons to select which view you want, and then A button to confirm. So yeah, up button again. A to check the view. Let's use the up and down buttons on the left hand side. Find angle rear facing. And there we go. Want to get rid of that, no problem. Press the B button to lower that menu, press the B button again. And then when I want to come back in again, up button, A button to select. And then we go third person short using the up button again. Select it with the A button, B and B again. So it's really easy. Power ups, as I said, press and hold on the Y button. We'll do a ride on bomb. So you can see it's highlighted, I don't know, half a dozen riders that I've given a ride onto. So you're super popular in the game, of course. And actually, we've got some guy here in front of us who's already won the BMX bike on one of the big spins before now. I look kind of cool. Reminds me of my youth. Not much else to tell you other than that, but I would say it's been transformative. The big benefit is that you are not taking your bike and either taking the wheel off and putting it onto a normal trainer or a wheel-on trainer and having to bring it in and clean it, and every time you need to make sure that it's ready to go when you're ready to go. With the Zwift Ride, it's there, it's set up, it's ready to go all the time. And there's been times whereabouts getting home late from work or in a bit of a rush, and I know that I've got a race on, that I have basically come in and got changed and been on the ride in 5 or 10 minutes and then ready to go. So from that point of view, convenience, and I know it's a lot of money to pay for convenience, but for me, it's the difference between getting on the bike and just thinking it's too much hassle. I think we've all been in situations whereabouts it's been shall I go on the bike? I know I should. I know it's good for me. I know I enjoy it when I'm on it. But actually, you just kind of get home and you're a bit tired, and then it's all of that faff of, I'll get my bike out, I'll take the wheel off, I'll hook the chain on, then I'll get all my hands oily, and then I'll have to go and wash them, and then I'll come back, and then by the time you've decided to do all of that, you've basically put yourself off. And I think that's essentially whereabouts this Zwift Ride wins. It's also particularly good. You can see underneath here, it's got a very easy one-size-fits-all adjustment tool. And you can use this to move the headstock up and down, the seat. You can do the reach on it as well, and you can do it all within a few minutes. And then it's got these handy markers here that you can see on all of the adjustable items, which means that if there's more than one of you that would want to use it in the house, it's not the case for me, but if it was for you, then you can adjust it within minutes. So it can become almost like a family bike. You've all got your own accounts, you log in, it's very quick and easy, as I know, as I'm sure you know. So this tool is great because you can adjust everything on the bike, and it handily stores under here. It's magnetic, and for multiple users, it's a bit of a game changer. So there we go. That's my quick review on the Zwift Ride. You'll have seen me on it on some of my other videos. And yes, I would recommend it. It's hard to see whereabouts they'll improve it. I'm sure they will. I'm sure there'll be other things that will come out over the coming years. But with the Kickr Core from Wahoo on it, and the build quality and the stability, actually, is something that I should mention. It moves when you're riding, but it never feels like it's unsafe. So essentially that's it. And if you'd like to ask me anything about it in the comments that maybe I've missed, I'd be delighted to reply to you. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Bye now.